freestyle if necessary. Thank you. My company is Portland Lightning Think Tank. My name is Lightning. I applaud the exceptional work done by Multnomah County Auditor Steve March and his audit staff pertaining to the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office overtime audit, dated December 2013. As your audit stated, the main objective is to gain an understanding of the corrections and patrol overtime and staffing. With that in mind, is it not true the Sheriff's Office, under the direction of the elected Multnomah County Sheriff Dan Staten, does not accurately forecast or budget for its overtime needs? Now let's take a closer look at some of the numbers provided in your audit. Sheriff's Office budgeted in actual overtime for the year 2012, budgeted $3,608,936. Actual spent $7,979,643. The difference there is an astounding $4,370,000 The percentage difference is 121% negative. For the year 2013, budgeted $3,569,957. The actual came in at $8,171,451. Again, an astounding difference of $4,601,494. Again, almost the exact same percentage difference, but no, this time it was negative 129%. Good stewardship of public funds is more likely to occur in an environment where the tone at the top about the use of extra pay is strongly stated and is effectively and regularly communicated through the ranks. While the procedures for authorization and proper use are important, employees should have a clear understanding of management's mindset on resource management, especially in cases where extra pay is available. Instead of just monitoring overtime, we should emphasize ways to minimize overtime. Again, if we're not getting that message from the top down, then from the top down, a more drastic change is needed at this time. I look forward to the county auditor's final report addressing the large increase in overtime hours pertaining to the Suicide Watch Division and also the overtime hours pertaining to the Patrol Enforcement Division. Thank you.
I'm Paul Phillips, and I spoke here December 19th. This is the same subject, seasoned spirit Eric Holder. And as I explained that this was fiction, I didn't see no evil, hear no evil was the movie. It's about a blind guy and one that's deaf. And of course it's all fiction. But around here, fact and fiction's virtually the same thing with the lies that go on. There was an example of how they're trying to cover things up. I forgot the subject, the 19th of December, had to be reminded, and this time I wrote it down because of my spinal cord injuries. I had two of them. The governor is supposed to be here in town at OHSU this morning, approximately now, talking to the people about health care. And Amir Mirza, the assistant professor that did my surgery up there for the hip, and then he wrote that I was very pleasant and it was an unfortunate accident. I provided that documentation before, and he didn't know about the two spinal cord injuries that I also obtained. But there's nobody that would be very pleasant, and calling that an unfortunate accident with it happening 7 times before is just bull. I watched Tuesday's morning news in the morning on Channel 2, they were saying that some big city, Boston or Chicago, had 500 homicides last year, and that was an FBI report. And some doctor, one doctor in the nation, and of course our governor is supposed to be a doctor too, said that there was a mental health crisis. Well, the 19th I turned in that mental illness report that was from a mental illness government site. And they quoted that there was 57.7 million mentally ill people. Now, mental illness is not a mental health crisis. And of course, the governor would surely understand that reasoning or belief if there's any disputes. That should be realized. And of course, the sheriff is saying that they're having suicide watches. Well, with that many mentally ill people and mental health crisis, just one city having 500 homicides, they didn't bother to report how many homicides happen each and every year. I think that my 3 minutes is.
You have 15 seconds.
Oh, to call this justice after being injured 7 times, I'd ask some doctors up there, OHSU, how many blind people do you know that's had a broken hip to survive that and the spinal cord injuries? And they said that they didn't know any.
Thank you.
My name is Joe Walsh, and I represent Individuals for Justice. Happy New Year. 2014 is going to be an exciting year for us, both on the county level and on the city level. And I'm here today to talk to you about a problem that most people would say, what does the county have to do with teachers? There is a pending huge problem in our school system today. Apparently, the school board is going to, or is threatening to, file for impasse. If impasse happens, the teachers could go out on strike. The teachers are begging all of the officials, and I'm begging you, to do whatever it is that you can to talk to the people that have been elected on the school board to get off the dime and do some real negotiations. The teachers are our goal. They're gold to us. I did temporary teaching way back a long time ago. And I loved it. I love teaching. So if you wonder why I bring this to the county, my hope is that maybe you'll be at a cocktail party and there'll be a member of the school board there where you could go over and you could say, what the heck are you doing? You know, you have your teachers really upset. And when people criticize the teachers' union, that is made up of teachers. That's a cliche that they use all the time. The teachers' union, the teachers' bosses, they are teachers that represent the people that work in our schools. So I'm saying to you, if you could have one of your staff pick up the phone and call somebody that you know that's on the school board. If you're in a cocktail party and yes, the governor is supposed to be in town today, so maybe there's a social, or maybe you'll run into them on the bus or whatever. Use your influence. I'm using mine. This is as much as I can do, is to ask you to act. I will ask the city council to act. I will ask the bus driver if they listen to me to act. But you have influence. And you could do this. You could talk to them and say, if you force these teachers to strike, we will start looking at the funding we give you. And you do give them funding. And so does the city. And anybody that's got control of the purse has control and is influential. And I'm begging you, talk to them. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Cummings?
send me the appointment date.
I have your contact information and the information.
Send it with the lifting of the ban, right?
Mr. Kaney, I'll remind you that this is a time for public comment, not for discourse.
I'm not asking for discourse, I'm just asking for assent.
So you have your set time, go ahead and finish your comments. You have a set time for your discourse, you can finish your comments.
What about assent, acknowledgement of what I just said? Is there a potential for acknowledgement for what I just said? I think in the commercial code game, we're at it as, look, I think it's working out well.
We have one more public comment under our agenda. Michael O'Callaghan. Would you please come forward, sir?
Thank you.
This is so different than speaking to the city where it's all male, except, what's the difference here in the county and the city? This is amazing. Anyway, good drama going on here, thank you. So what I'm here for, I've talked to you a number of times, what I call mini-communities, okay? You have a copy of this. Small communities, fenced, holding 25 people or less, self-governing, in mobile houses, if you will, 4x4 by 8 being the largest size, with a community agreement, with things that the mini-community will do for the community in the community agreement. And we would appreciate it if Multnomah County would permit this process. I spent time at Right to Dream, helped organize Right to Dream, and this is a prototype based on that. And you start with one in the community that the community picks out. We have 95 communities here in Portland. All of them should pick out 5 public and 5 private places where this can happen. We have 10,000 people sleeping outside. Okay, this is fascinating to me. What goes on in this culture. It just amazes me to see this. Everybody sits there on their hands. Okay, we don't need your help. All we need is your permission. Okay, we've been hounded by the city. Okay, they started fining us. Call us a recreational campsite, which is just... Anyway, we'd like to be permitted in this process. Okay, because the private property owners know how it's on private property, and if the city's going to hound them or the county's going to hound them, you know, we just want to be left alone. We can do this. Okay, we can build our own places. Okay, we can be no problem to the community. We can be a benefit to the community, and we can remove people from this process out there. It's really, I get intimidated by going up for a group of 5 people in a group. Okay, the garbage is left around is just irresponsible. Okay, and if we were to do this, those influences would be significantly diminished in the community, and the community could be enriched by this process. I know I saw people at Right to Dream get up out of there.